Um, it's good I'm here. We were just talking a few minutes ago. What's your name? Melina. Melina said, I thought you were in Peru yesterday. Well, no, I wasn't in Peru. On Facebook I was in Peru, but in actual fact I was in, 2 days ago I was in Papua New Guinea. There's a bit of a time delay on social media, but you know, I could be in both places at the same time. So I'm extraordinarily jet-lagged. The advantages of that is I'm exhausted, and when I'm exhausted I start telling things I perhaps shouldn't say. That's actually better for you. So, thank you very much for coming. As Jessica just so kindly said, it's a very big thrill and pleasure and privilege to be here with you and to have some of the images that I've been making for the last few years presented here in this extraordinary museum. I don't know how many of you are aware of how important Fotografiska is to the likes of me, photographers, artists, but also to you, and I think subsequently in the very near future to the rest of the world. It's an extremely important venue and museum, and they celebrate the likes of me on our very eccentric, obsessive mission. And I'm extraordinarily grateful for the opportunity to exhibit here and have the opportunity to share some stories with you this afternoon. But before I begin, we have two options, okay? I can talk for 10 minutes, or I can spend the next 1.5 hours sitting behind the book signing them, and you only see the top of my head. That's option one, okay? Option two is I can talk for about 1.5 hours, but if you want a book, buy it during the talk. This is not a sales pitch, I'm just trying to be practical. And then it means I can sign them quicker before I go, and I have to leave at 7 o'clock. Okay, which option do you want, one or two? Top of my head, or buy a book now and sign it? Two. Okay, two. Okay, so I'm gonna take you on a journey. We're gonna have to turn on the remote, and it sort of begins here. Now this is a bit of a weird place. It's a wonderful place, and a lady came up to me yesterday, and she said, when you go to northern Siberia, isn't it brutal? Doesn't it hurt? And she sort of looked at me very worried and wanted to give me a hug. I said, well, I'll have a hug. But, and it's not as brutal as you think. Well, it is very brutal. It's outrageously cold. This is in Chukotka. It's about in the depths of winter, it's about -50 degrees centigrade. It hurts. But in many ways, I think that journey of wanting to hurt is that I'm looking to feel something different, feel something raw, feel something deep. And I wasn't aware of that journey that I was imposing myself. I wasn't aware of what I was trying to feel until here. This was about sort of 8 years ago, towards the beginning of the project, and I wasn't in a very happy place. I notice here there's a bottle of water, and I think I was in a place where I was sort of drinking bottles with wine in it. I'm not going to go into too many details as to why. And I sort of ran away, and I ran away to here, and I thought, I remember as a child, I would spend large amounts of time with indigenous cultures, and it made me extremely happy. And, sort of organically, I thought, well, I've got to go back. So I went back to here. This is in Chukotka. It's remote. Does anybody know where Chukotka is? No. Okay, yeah, it's far, far northeastern Russia. It's as far as you can get. I think it's about a 13-hour flight from Moscow, and then you sort of land there, and then you have to spend many weeks in a tank trying to find the Chukchi. They live in 2 to 3 different brigades. They're reindeer herders. I'm going to fall off the podium. You don't mind. And then when you find them, which we eventually did find them, they didn't want me there. And I thought, oh no, somebody else who doesn't want me either. So I've gone from one extreme to another. So I'm in the middle of nowhere, far northeastern Siberia, in the depths of winter. It's brutal, and I'm hurting, and I'm cold. And all I want to do is take a picture. And the Chukchi said, well, indirectly, without using a language, we don't really need you here, we don't want you here, we don't want any of your pictures. But you can hang around for a bit. So I sort of hung around indefinitely, and then I hung around for a period of about 2 weeks without making one picture. And I can remember one night I was sort of sitting outside, freezing my whatever's off, and being very disappointed and sad by the fact that I seemed to be failing at everything, let alone trying to make a picture. And I was about to go home the next morning, sort of long journey of a number of weeks. And prior to leaving, many nights before that, they'd been offering me vodka. And I'm not the biggest drinker. I was trying to avoid any form of drink, trying to reconnect. So I thought, well, I'm sort of not drinking. But on that last night, we sort of crawled into this teepee, and this old lady offered me some vodka, and she had these magnificent tattoos on her face and sort of grinning without any teeth. She said, you know, you can have a drink. So I thought, well, I've got nothing to lose. Nobody wants me there or here. I haven't made any pictures. I may as well have a sip. So I crawled into this tent, out of the minus 60, 50 degrees centigrade into about minus 20. And this little old lady with tattoos all over her face and no teeth offered me a drink. And I took it. It was heaven. Now the best way to describe it is that, does anybody sort of jump into cold water wearing a wetsuit and secretly have a pee? Okay. And you're sort of floating there, nobody knows. And it sort of slowly slides down the body, and it's heaven on earth. That's what it felt like drinking this glass of vodka. Wow, this is amazing. I should have been doing this weeks ago. This is really great. I'm warming up. It's an irony. You don't warm up at all, but it's an illusion. So the lady looked at me grinning and still no teeth, and I said, well, then give me the bottle. So I started drinking. I thought, I've got nothing to lose, I'm going home tomorrow. So I drank and I drank and I drank, and I became very, very drunk. And I thought, well, I've got nothing to lose. And I collapsed into the tent. Now, in these yurangas of the Chukchi, you live with a whole family. Mum, dad, children, cats, dogs, even baby reindeers. And you all squeeze in together to keep warm. It's one sort of human sardine tin. And there I was, right in the middle, and I fell into this alcoholic coma without a care in the world, until I thought, what happens in the middle of the night when you've had too much to drink? I'm looking at the guys as opposed to the ladies. Need to go to the loo. Yeah, so I had a rather full bladder, and I lay there very drunk, and I looked around me. There were 10 people on one side and 5 people on the other side, and a couple of cats and dogs and a few reindeer. And I thought, I'm so drunk, if I stand up, I'm going to wake everybody up. That's not really going to work. But when one is drunk, not that I'm often drunk, I thought, I'm going to be very smart. I'm going to roll to the side of the tent. So I don't need to walk. So I started rolling over these bodies and these animals. Got to the side of the tent and thought, hey, it's really good. Nobody's awake, everybody's still snoring, or maybe even having sex with the quarter, but that sometimes happens in tents. And got to the side and thought, I'm not going to go outside. I'm going to raise the side of the yuranga and have a quiet pee, and then roll back to my place. Got to the side of the tent and was looking forward to having a pee, and realized that I had about 8 layers of clothing. Most of them with velcros and buckles and all this sort of modern technology. And I couldn't actually get to where I needed to sort of access to having a pee. I started to panic. And I'd raised the size of the tent, everybody was asleep, and I was panicking. And as a result of that, I had a pee, but not outside the tent, all over myself. The good thing about it was nobody knew. Nobody knew. Everybody was fast asleep, they were still snoring. So it was my secret that I'd wet my knickers. And I think I peed a little bit on the tent as well, but I rolled back into my spot, empty bladder. I was happy, I was drunk, I didn't care anymore. I didn't care about anything, and I fell deep into sleep. Until, I'm not quite sure how long later, there was a stampede. The tent started to shake, and this is just before we went to bed. And in the middle of the night, the reindeer decided to stampede over the tent. Now, this is obviously during the daytime, you can't photograph the reindeer at night, but imagine you're woken up, you stand up, you're very drunk, you've peed your pants, the tent is flat, and everybody's yelling and screaming, the wind is blowing, you're being trampled on by reindeer, everybody's shouting and running around, it's complete and utter chaos. And I'm sort of standing looking, what has happened, is this a dream? And then all of a sudden, I'm sort of standing at the edge, and I can see all the Chukchi running around trying to get the tent, and all of a sudden the reindeer started to look at me. And you could see they were sort of focusing in on me, and they had these sort of antlers, and they start sort of walking towards me. And I'm sort of walking backwards like this, sort of pushing these reindeer back, and one after another, they start sort of walking towards me. One of them started to lick me, and if you've ever had a reindeer trying to lick you in the middle of the night with these antlers, it's pretty dangerous. You know, they don't have any protection. And they're licking me, they're sort of pushing me into the corner, and I start to panic. I started to scream, I started to yell, and the Chukchi were over there trying to get their tent rebuilt. And I'm screaming at the top of my voice, help me, help me, help me. And eventually they sort of looked at me into the distance, and they sort of held their sides, and they burst out laughing. And they started pointing at me, and I said, don't stop laughing at me, come and sing, I'm about to be eaten by the fucking reindeer. And they sort of pushed their way through the reindeer. This chief sort of grabbed me, and he looked at me, he sort of shook his head, and everybody's laughing, and he pointed at my groin. He went like this, and I said, what are you talking about? He says, he essentially used his hands by saying, you've done something in your pants. And I said, I haven't peed in my pants at all.